Okay, so we are live. I just wanted to pop on. I know I didn't announce that I was going live this morning. It's just a completely off the cuff moment. But I wanted to thank you all for being part of the Makers Reset challenge. And it's been really great to see all the feedback that we've had. There have been so many people that have been inspired to just have a little sort out, have a little refresh, and get their stash a bit more sorted, and maybe kickstart something that's been on their to-do pile. But a few of you, and I'm really pleased to say, are interested in our subscription box. So there have been a few questions, and I thought, okay, I'm answering everybody's questions via email or messenger or wherever they're coming from. But I thought actually some of these might be relevant to you too. So first things first, a lovely lady emailed me and said, do I need a free motion foot? And the answer is yes and no. But my advice is yes. So I'm just going to show you the ones that we stock here. So you have options. If you happen to have either a Janome or a Pfaff sewing machine, that is the Pfaff sewing machine foot that we have for free motion. It's either called an embroidery foot or a darning foot. So that's the one that we have with the spring. If you have a different model of Pfaff, so if you have any of the creative series, it's just like a little flat plastic adapter on the bottom of the foot. So get in touch if you want to know which one you need to order, but that one's available. If you have a Janome sewing machine, this one fits all of the type B, class B machines, which is basically most of them, and it looks very much like a generic foot, but obviously it is engineered for the Janome machines. So we've got two options on that, either the closed or the open toe foot. I would suggest to start with to go for a closed toe if you possibly can, because you get less caught up. And then if you don't have either of these brands, most other machines, you can use one of these. So I'm just going to put a piece of paper behind it because they're terribly difficult to show on camera. It's got a ring and a spring, and it fits around the edge of the presser foot. So that goes in place of your normal presser foot. And it doesn't actually press the fabric down, but it does just keep things tidy and stops all of the loose pieces of fabric sliding up your needle. So they are really useful. There are people out there that manage to do free motion without a foot. Just my preference would be to suggest that you get one. So I think this one's about less than a tenner. Obviously the ones that are engineered for the specific machines tend to be a little bit more pricey. I think that one's 22 and this one's 32. Forgive me if I've got those numbers wrong. I've taken my glasses off. So basically that's free motion feet. So that kind of covers one of the questions that's come up a couple of times. I'm just going to consult my list because I've got a few. We confused everybody by putting the examples in hoops. You can use an embroidery hoop when you're doing free motion. It's one of the ways of stabilizing. But equally, you don't need to. So just to clarify, yes, this is machine free motion embroidery. If you really wanted to, you could join us and make the projects by hand embroidery if you wish, but the focus of the demonstrations and everything that happen every live or every 2 months will be free motion and talking about hints and tips for that. But you know, if you love the designs and want to get involved on a hand basis, I'm not going to get upset about it. Next question was, can my machine do it? Yes, it can. Now, machines that have the option to drop your feed dogs, so those are the little spiky teeth underneath where the sewing needle goes, they tend to be a little bit easier. But even if you don't have that option, you may well have something called a darning plate. So I know a lot of the entry-level machines will have a darning plate. You simply put that on over the top of the feed dogs and you can do free motion embroidery using any sewing machine. And if you don't even have one of those, we've got hints and tips as to how you can get around that. So that's the sort of mechanics of it. Pretty much any sewing machine will do free motion embroidery. The next question was money. Yes, it will cost some money. If you go for the subscription box, which includes the Textiles Treasures through your door every 2 months and the 2 lives, that will cost you £35 every 2 months. So it's effectively £17.50 a month. And you are billed on the anniversary of when you booked it. So it will be every 2 months. The boxes will go out around about the 10th of every second month. And the live sessions, I will get around to actually putting them in my diary and scheduling my time properly. Anyone who knows me knows I am a terror for not planning things properly. But those live sessions will be around about the 20th-ish of each month. At the moment, I'm planning to do them during the daytime because I'm more lively at that time. But obviously, if that doesn't suit you, yes, there are replays and you can join us on the replay and ask all of the questions. All of this is on our subscription platform, which is called Kajabi, and you can have a play with that. More on that coming up. But everything is in there. So all of your questions and answers, all of the videos, all of the help and any lessons that were involved. So if we wanted to do a bit of a deeper dive into how particular products work, particular stabilizers and that sort of thing, all of that will be on the portal for you to access. Right, what was the next question? Oh yes, the bonus. The bonus is that on every time the first time you subscribe, that wasn't very clear, was it? On your first subscription box, you also get a bonus. So I'm just going to switch cameras again because I'm going to show you what comes in the subscription box, just so that you get a feel for what treasures will be going through your door. So the first thing that I need to show you is this will come in every first subscription box. So that is the glue that I used during the demonstration when I was working last Friday. So you will get one of those in your first box. It should last quite some time. We're not going to be using loads and loads of it. So that should see you through, I'd imagine, at least a year, if not longer. So you will get that. You will also get the pattern, a little sneak preview of what's coming up in November. You will get your backing fabric. So this is a nice piece of cotton or calico, which will be the background. You will get something to be the second background. So this means that you've got a bit of extra space around the project should you want to turn it into a quilt block or fix it onto a piece of clothing or use it as part of a bag or that sort of thing. So it gives you more flexibility. So the main image is going to go on there and there will be lots of hints and tips on how to add some depth to that. I like to add a little bit of lace in somewhere. So that will come in the box. And then you will have some various different selected, these are quite muted, but they all are pre-loved vintage and dead stock fabrics, so nothing brand new. So they're all going to have a little bit of character, hopefully some texture too. And so there you'll get various things. Because they are pre-loved or vintage or dead stock, not every single box is going to be exactly the same. So there will be some variety. But obviously, if you really hate it, I'm a very reasonable person, so you can get in touch with me. There is another option. If that's a little bit too much for you and you know now that you've sorted out your stash that you really don't need any extra little bits of fabric, I mean, the nice thing is that the ones that we've picked will work for the project that we're doing. You are free to sign up for the PDF only version, which means that you get all of the instructions and the patterns through as a PDF each month, and you can join the sessions. So that is also an option. So thank you very much for listening this morning. I'm about to put a couple of links in. One of them is to sign up to the subscription box, but if you're unsure about free motion embroidery or you want a little refresh, we also have a freebie. So you can go through the introductory course free of charge, and that link is coming up. In fact, it should be under the title for this video, and if it isn't, I will make sure that it's in the very next post in this group. So please, if you have any questions at all, let me know. You're welcome to email, you're welcome to message. You are very, very welcome. And if you've got a friend who wants access to this that hasn't been part of the Makers Reset, I'm also going to put a recording of this video onto my YouTube channel, which is, as I am everywhere, Stitching Kitchen. So you can find it there. All the very best. Have a fantastic day and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.